My experience and the type of clients that I'm working with, it's very important to always have a very clean and professional look to yourself. Now, when I say professional look, I'm not saying always have like a collar, suit and tie, or your quarter zips that's in right now. I mean, your bare minimum basics, which is having your hair combed, don't have anything between your teeth, looking fresh, smelling fresh. I promise you, people, these things go a long way. And if you don't think the client notices, trust me, they're gonna notice. Especially like if you're like me, I'm handshaking distance from clients, so it's very important for me to look fresh. So like the basic thing that I always wear, like is always like your black tees, jeans and boots. Make sure that everything's always good. I always make sure that I have a clean tee on me, even when we are in between projects. I have another shirt in the car, like two. I have like two shirts. I have deodorant. I have cologne. Like we're gonna make sure that the next client doesn't know that I went through battle for the first one. Like if you know me and you've seen me at projects, like I'm gonna get my hands dirty. I'm gonna throw myself to the ground just to make sure that everything happens for you. And having a very professional and clean look to yourself goes a very long way. And I see a lot of people on the field, and everyone's always like, they look good, but I just want to make sure you guys know the importance of always keeping a fresh and clean look to yourself, especially when you're dealing with high caliber clients. It just goes a long way. So the reason I bring up the business cards, and I'm bringing up both at the same time, when you give someone your business card, essentially, when they do the handoff, when they take the card from your hand, there's a small moment, whether the client knows it or not, when they grab that card, they'll look at you and they'll make a split decision. If this is the person that I want to, handle this high caliber event for me. So it just goes a long way. So the importance of always having the business card with you is it says that you're always ready. It doesn't matter where I go, whether it's 6 a.m. at the gym or I'm meeting colleagues or something at like a rooftop bar at 11 p.m. somewhere in downtown. I'm ready for business and I have a card on me. So it just shows that you're always ready. It shows structure, and it's a little bit more professional than just saying, hey, just follow me on Instagram and it just kind of gets lost. Don't give clients more action. I know a lot of people that are very successful, and some people may have never had a business card, but I promise you, having business cards with you at all times won't hurt you. It's very important, at least from my experience. It just goes a long way. It just shows that you have a foundation and you have structure, and that you're handling things professionally. And some of you might think like, oh, Moy, there's the digital card, and I have the scan and the tap, and that is pretty much what I do, and that's fine. And you know what? I've had those, but what happens is that you're in areas and there's like no reception. Or what if the client or the person you're communicating with, like I've gone to like clubs or restaurants, and I go in and I have the balloons, or I'm doing whatever delivery, and they're like, oh man, this is so nice. Do you have a card or anything? And you'll be like, no, I have this tap thing. They're like, it's tap. They're like, do you give that to me? You're like, no, you just tap it with your phone. And they're like, well, I don't have my phone. It's at my desk. So you just instantly lost that. I remember I was at this location, and this guy saw how I was being so mindful of the servers and the staff, maneuvering through the location. I was even being extra. I'm like, are they gonna have enough room? And he saw that I was like going this extra mile to make sure that his staff was able to maneuver through the location. And he looks at me, he's like, hey man, I really like what you're doing. Do you have a card or something? And at the time I wasn't carrying my cards, and I had the tap, and I go, no, here. If you scan this code, it'll give you all my contact information. And he's like, I don't have my phone with me, man. It's on my desk. You don't have a card? And I was like, no, I don't. And like he looks at me like if I messed up, he's like, oh, come on, man, get your cards. He's like, just call the location. We'll work something out. Like I said, it's not gonna hurt you to have one. So it's just gonna go like a long way. You'd be surprised how many people don't have one. So it goes like, let's say there's two people that you're competing for the spot, and there's 2 or 3 other people, 2 other individuals. The person that has the business card with them, it just shows like a little bit more, like you're just that much more structured than the other individual. Like I said, there's still other individuals, very successful people that don't have business cards, and that's fine. More blessings to them. But like I said, it's not gonna hurt you to have some. Always carry some around. Now, circling back to looking fresh and having this professional look to yourself. Like I said, I'm not saying go with a collar shirt or anything like that, but let's look presentable when we communicate with clients. Like whenever I tell my team, hey, come in tomorrow, I always tell them like, hey, make sure you have a fresh tee, no stains, make sure your pants are no stains, make sure our shoes, shoelaces are always, tied up correctly. And if you're a guy on the field, guys, please don't sag. We're not in high school anymore. We're not like in the sagging era. I always tell my team, like, dude, when you pick your hands up to tie a balloon, I don't want everyone to know that you are wearing the red briefs from Calvin Klein. Like, nobody needs to know that. So let's make sure we exit that out, especially now that we are in the business world and we're entrepreneurs. We're trying to, set the tone and communicate with these clients. So even when I'm in between projects, and let's say I went through battle to take the AM project, and I got to go to the PM, no matter what, I'm going to make sure that I take a second and I'm just making sure that I'm freshened up a little bit. If my shirt's dirty, I have like the spare towel in there. I don't want the next client to know that like I went through crazy battle to take, like, no, when we're there, we're gonna keep a fresh professional look, because when you're on site, you don't know who you're gonna meet. If you're like in a public space and you're doing an install, people are gonna pass by and they're gonna be like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're like, oh, what is that? You're like, oh no, we're doing a setup today. Like, oh my God, this is so nice. How much do you charge, or where can I get more information? Your business card, like, hey, you know what? How about this? Take my card and feel free to reach out to me, and we can go over more details after that. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. And of course, granted, it's more points when you're able to get the client's information. Like if you can get that person's information, whether it's email, higher points if it's the phone number, because you get to text or call directly. That's even stronger. But nevertheless, just kind of give them the card. It just shows, again, structure. It just kind of makes you stand out just a bit more. It gives you that much more of an edge. And in the scene, when you're in the industry, as an entrepreneur, anything that you can do to just help you stand out just a little bit more, because there's so much competition out there. Like we're in LA. In LA, there's so much competition out there. So anything you can do just to stand out just a little bit more is gonna go a long way. Just making sure, just a quick recap on everything, making sure that you guys look fresh whenever we're meeting clients. If you're offering a service of any kind, make sure that we have a proper look to ourselves. Make sure we're making eye contact with the client. Don't make it weird and you're like just stare. No, if you're talking to someone, sound confident. Communicate with them. If they're asking for something and the prices are high, let them know. Feel confident. Tell like, hey, you know what? We can definitely do this. The design, we're probably gonna range you like, I don't know, it's probably gonna be like around like $2,500. And say it with confidence. Say like, yeah, that's just how what it is. That's how much that costs. If you say, I don't know, it's like 2,500. Like you're waiting for their reaction. No, if that's how much it costs, just let them know. Quick side note, I'm just going off right now. One big thing that happens a lot, and I know a lot of people in the industry, not even just the balloons, whatever industry you're in, don't be afraid to charge like more. Don't be afraid to charge that higher rate if it means that the project is of that level. If they're asking for a lot, let them know like it's gonna cost like this much, because if not, you're kind of like lowering the bar for everyone in the industry if you charge so low for something so high, even though it, and you're just like, oh my God, they're not gonna go for this. Like, it's fine. I always quote high because then we notch down, and we can get into that for another video. But today, guys, I just wanted to connect with everyone really quick. And again, the importance of carrying your business card. I promise you, it's not gonna hurt you. I carry mine in a case. Like everywhere I go, I always make sure I have all my essentials. I'll do another video of what I carry in my pockets. Like you would think I'm like Go Gadget or something. I have so much stuff. But it's important to always keep a clean look, guys. Make sure we always have gum. make sure we have cologne. If you're a gentleman, make sure that you always carry a cologne. Like I have a go bag that I always go with. It has like essentials. You never know who the client wants to introduce you to. Let's say the project is over, boom, 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 and then the client could even tell you, if you're lucky enough and you build rapport and you build a relationship with the client on site, they'll tell you like, oh my God, thank you so much. Wait, you know what? Why don't you, you don't want to stick around and get like a drink or two and some food? I know you've been working hard and I have some people that I'd love for you to meet. Man, that's the home run right there, man. I don't get me started on that. Like the juice is loose for that one, man. When they say like, I want you to meet someone, it's on, man. Like I get really pumped up about those kind of things because professionally, of course, you're building the relationship with these clients a little bit more. And for them to say like, hey, if it's not like an intimate part of the play, we have some friends, like, hey, why don't you stick around? I have some people that I would love for you to meet that they also do events, and I would love for you to meet them. Boom. Of course, Mrs. Smith, I'd love to say thank you so much for the invite. And then you guys split up. Boom, go to the car really quick. Freshen up. You have your cologne. Boom, 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 boom. You have a different shirt. You have your deodorant with you. These little things, you have to have your go bag with you. It just goes a long way. Because in my industry, it's all about meeting people, having a good first impression. And first impressions, they just go a long way. And you never want the first impressions be you like, unfortunately, maybe we've been working hard that day and we have an odor to ourselves, gentlemen, like we maybe were sweating a lot. And that's like, hey, he's like, hey, let's see my balloon artist. He's like, oh man, he's like, sorry, man. And it's like, oh God, this guy looks sweaty and he smells bad and he has something in between his teeth, so having a good and proper look to ourselves just goes a long way, guys. I just wanted to share that today with you. There's so many different scenarios and topics that I want to get into it with you guys. And if you made it this far, let me know what subjects is it that you guys are interested in and it could be super insight, like, because I go into it like, networking with the clients. So if a client invites you over to an event, how do you take advantage of that? Motorcycles passing by, so I'm sorry about that. I've gotten some big deals because clients invite me to stay at the event, and they'll say, hey, you don't want to stick around? I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm subtle. Everything's about being subtle. Don't be, hi, how you do business? Hi, like, no, subtle. Like, wait for your shot. Wait for it. Be subtle with it. Be smooth, people. Okay. I hope you guys appreciate the information that I'm giving you. Trust me, it goes a long way. Again, business cards, and I'll even show you guys mine. Mine's simple, very straightforward, all white with the gold. I love the gold. But it's very straightforward. My phone number, my email, my name, and then my email. My email, I said that already. But yeah, it has everything already for there. It has a logo on the back, very straightforward. Just gets right to it. It's not messy. I chose this one because it's a little bit cleaner. They don't want to do so much and looking crazy. I want the guy in Wall Street, downtown, top-notch lawyer, the one percenters to see it and like, man, that's us. This is that we are him, we are one, and we are together, and he knows me and I know him. That's the vibe that we're going for. So guys, again, it's about connecting with people properly, and we just want to make sure that we are taking advantage and standing out in every which way that we can. Again, there's so much competition. There's so many people out there that are aiming for your spot, and you don't even know it. Like whatever job you have, someone else wished that they had. So how are you gonna stand out? And again, another video, like meeting the client's expectations. Guys, you told the client you're gonna do something, do it. Like if you said like don't leave loose ends for a project. If I'll make another video of this, but if you left loose ends, something about, I've seen this go wrong so many times. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out on day of. We'll see how many. Oh, dude, we need to figure that out right now. More or less, of course, But we need to. I'm doing 5 the most, 3 to 5 of these. That's it. Like that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, we're to different people, but don't leave loose ends. That's deals go wrong like that. You know, everyone's buddy and friends before the project, but on day of, it's kind of like everyone's like, you said you were gonna do until it looked good. And like, I need more. It's like, yeah, but you know, I didn't know your more meant 20 to 36. I was just gonna do like 10 of these guys for you. Structure, guys. I love talking to you guys. Sharing the information and viewing things from how I have seen things. So I hope you guys take full advantage of all the information I am, giving you guys. Make sure you guys carry your business cards. If you're not doing so already, you'll be surprised how many people don't carry their cards. So I would